yeah. Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me tryna get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up. Ball in my court, high step is a layup.
Good.
People are afraid of your cameras, man.
Why are they afraid of the camera?
They say it's too close.
No.
They say it's too crisp. They're scared, man.
They must be afraid.
Scared to become on. They're scared to come on the show.
Must be afraid of the mirror. Then that's the reality, brother. You know.
What kind of music did you listen to growing up? Where'd you grow up? Massachusetts?
Grew up in Massachusetts. Yeah.
What were you like? What? Not even you. Just like everybody out there. Like, what was the vibe?
I mean, when I was really young, everybody listened to punk rock. You know, so like Green Day and shit.
Were you listening to that? Green Day's cool. I mean, Green Day had some good songs back in the day.
Yeah. No, I fucked with it. Like, I mean, 7th grade, 6th grade, something like that. And then, I remember I used to ask my uncle to buy me. My uncle lived in Georgia, like ATL. I used to ask him to buy me CDs, and he'd be like, "All right, just tell me the songs." I was like, "Oh yeah, I want Green Day, Offspring, Nirvana." He called my mom like, "You have to get him out of this place. These white people. This is the type of music Columbine. This is how." Like, yo, she was on some Columbine shit. He was scared for my life. So, and then I remember like I grew up a little bit and I got into basketball. And the thing about basketball and hip hop are so synonymous, you know what I mean? So the more I got into hooping, you know, I started, you know, I hit him up like a year or two later and I was like, "Yo, you know, Uncle Sam, can I get some CDs?" He's like, "Just tell me which CDs." And I was like, "Can I get Biggie, Tupac, All Eyes on Me?" And he was so proud of me that day. Yeah, he was super hyped. So from that point on, I really started to listen to a lot of hip hop. But throughout high school, I listened to a lot of underground hip hop. I was like, I was really into Cannabis, Jedi Mind Tricks.
I mean, Cannabis got to a level where it wasn't underground anymore when he got into it with LL.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Jedi Mind Tricks. I listened to Lost Boys. I listened to Dead Prez. Dead Prez is probably my favorite hip hop group to this day. Yeah.
Any Fab, Jadakiss, Jay-Z?
I wouldn't consider them underground. Oh, Jay-Z,
Nah, I'm not considering them underground.
No.
Jay-Z, Fab, Jadakiss, none of that.
I don't really
that going on in Boston, Mass?
Nah, I ain't fuck with Jay-Z, bro. Jay-Z's not my guy.
What?
I just don't fuck with Jay-Z. Like,
what are you talking about right now?
Yo, how do people consider him the best rapper ever?
Because he's the most versatile. Sold the most albums.
Okay, I think maybe greatest rapper because of his longevity.
Nobody has better albums than Jay-Z.
Like, in totality?
In totality and each individual body of work.
Like, in hip-hop?
100%.
Okay, so Eminem... Who I'm not a huge Eminem fan, but Eminem has better albums than Jay-Z. He sold more than Jay-Z. So like I don't understand that. Like Eminem was number one selling hip hop artist of all time.
Eminem was more pop, like
he was pop?
Yeah.
How's that pop, fam? Dog, dude was spitting. Eminem murdered Jay-Z, the greatest rapper of all time, on Renegade.
But Eminem never had an album like The Blueprint.
Yeah, he did.
Like what? Marshall Mathers LP. I love Eminem, but
no, Marshall Mathers LP was better than any one of Jay-Z's albums.
You know what?
So
like, if you're asking who's a better rapper between them two, I think it's really close. I would say that Eminem's music hasn't aged as well as Jay-Z's has.
Oh, I agree with that. You know what I mean? Jay-Z, like I think Jay-Z, I just don't think Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time. I think Jay-Z is the most consistent rapper of all time, which allowed him to be in the conversation of the greatest rapper of all time. If you if you are top of the game, like top 3, top 5 for 15, 20 years, you have to be considered up there. But Biggie is just like an infinitely better rapper.
No.
Than Jay, infinitely. Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
If you want to say he's better, fine. To say infinitely, no.
Dog, Jay-Z.
Nobody's an infinitely better rapper.
Jay-Z don't even rap on the beat, fam. Bro, isn't this a basketball podcast, dog? I could talk about Jay-Z. I could all day long. Like, I just don't fuck with him. Like, I listen to Jay-Z and people talk about how nice he is. I go, that's just objectively a whack bar.
This is the podcast that Ash and Combo talk about what they want to talk about.
That's true. But damn, bro, I just don't fuck with
You
James
seem to love
Harden.
those in-season tournament courts.
The courts I actually fuck with. I'm be honest with you.
You know,
Like everybody hates it, but I fuck with them shits.
It makes you realize that this is something different going on.
Yeah. I mean, that's about the only thing I like about the in-season tournament.
Why not? People are playing harder during the regular season. Why wouldn't you like it?
Okay, I respect that, but I'm like, what's the outcome? Like, what are we playing for?
How about just the fact that the guys making league minimum are going to get $500,000? Like, that's a big deal for them. Let's just start there.
I can respect that.
And then, yes, over time, it's going to mean something. Maybe not right now, but, we've seen these type of cups overseas. I think a lot of the influence is also from the TBT. You know that $1 million tournament?
Yeah.
So, like, each player gets a certain amount of money. I think, and those gather a lot of interest, and they don't have nearly the talent that the NBA has. So I think it's a combination of, European soccer and even European basketball. Like, you have Euro Cup and FIBA, right? And FIBA and ULIB Cups and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think it's good for the league, and it's something you have to build over time, and then eventually everybody will have more value, put more value into it.
Okay. I just don't understand what the fuck is going on right now. Like,
Pool
I don't
play?
understand how, first of all, why the games are staggered in this unique way. Like, that's like, when it first started, I was like, okay, like, it's going to be this tournament and there's going to be a winner. But then they played partial games. Then they went back to the regular season. Then they went back into the in-season tournament. Like, that's what I'm confused by. And it feels like the players are confused by it because they're asking these players, and these players are like, yeah, I'm just trying to get to Vegas. That's all they're saying. I'm just trying to get to Vegas. I don't know what's really going on.
One player said that, but Steph Curry broke it
No.
down.
A couple people said that.
Bones said it like that, but Steph Curry broke it down for everybody.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't break it down for me. I ain't hear it. I ain't hear that shit. What did he say? So how's it work?
Bro, I don't...
Okay, then. That's what I'm saying. If Steph Curry broke it down, you still don't understand, dog. What am I... Dog, that shit... Like, okay, I respect that people are going hard, but, dog, what is going on, fam?
I'm with Bones. I'm with Bones.
I'm with Bones, too, fam. That's
Steph
what
did
I'm
break
saying.
it down, though.
Then explain it to me, Dan.
There's different pools, and the best team from each pool goes to
Dog, you don't know what you're saying right now, dog. Nobody knows what's going on, man.
One thing we do know that's going on, the Minnesota Timberwolves killing the game, man. Killing the game. Best defense in the NBA.
Best defense in the NBA right now.
And Anthony Edwards, I said it since draft time. He had the best chance to become a superstar in that whole draft. I know there was the argument with him and LaMelo back then. I always said it was Ant Edwards, but just looking at it now, it feels like he took a leap because of a big part of it was because of what he was doing with Team USA, right? And that just led to into this season him playing so great. Like, he has that killer mentality.
Man, he's the last one, bro. He's the last of the Mohicans, bro.
In terms of?
Dog, he's got a will, right? That he can turn on and he can dominate a game, right? Like, I always say that the greatest players, like, they aren't the ones who are going to give you 50 all the time, right? They're the motherfuckers that can give you 30 consistently and lock down, or at least play, like, make it really tough for the other defender. I mean, the other superstar on the other team, right? And that's what turned Michael Jordan into one of the greatest players ever. You know what I mean? He was scoring like crazy until somebody challenged him defensively. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to lock down everybody, win a defensive MVP. And that's when he just started dominating.
Raptors Kawhi had some of this as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He did. In a more subtle way, but absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference to a lot of players these days. A lot of players, like, they can fill it up, but, like, if you score 35, but you let up 34, you're plus.
I don't know if you could say a lot of people could score like Ant, because Ant has elite skill level, elite athleticism, and an elite mentality. I don't think we see that often.
Okay, but Cam Thomas is scoring like Ant right now.
He is nowhere near the athlete that Anthony Edwards is.
It doesn't matter. He's putting up the same points.
And he's not his size. Like that.
I agree, but he's putting up the same point. Like, dog, at the end of the day, he's putting up similar points, if not more, I think.
And defensively, he's nowhere near. Why are we even having this conversation?
Well,
I love
I'm
Cam
talking
Thomas.
about offense. Like, that's what I'm saying. Defense changes the game. There's a lot of dudes
No,
that
just
are putting
offensively, Anthony Edwards is just, even though Cam Thomas is seemingly like, he seems like one of the better scorers in the league, he has some weaknesses that, like, are very apparent. And Anthony Edwards' athleticism, that's what like the separating factor from a lot of guys as well. Like probably just one of the best athletes in sports right now.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've heard that dude is just good at everything.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I heard the dude like can pick up a football and throw it fucking 60 yards. Can pitch like crazy. Like I heard
he wanted to be in the NFL.
I heard the motherfucker could dance and sing as well too. Like which is wild. Like
He's funny too.
hey, he's super funny, charismatic. You saw what he did in Hustle. Like
Yeah.
I heard that he's just one of those like Pat Bev was talking about it because he played with him for a year or two or something, right, in Minnesota, and he was just like, dude is just talented at everything. He can do everything. He play cards, he'll beat you. He's just one of those people who's just naturally gifted. And I remember, you said you've been on him since the draft. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I didn't think he was gonna be a good basketball player.
Why?
The statement about him not watching basketball, like,
oh my god,
sat with me. You know what I mean?
That was taken out of context.
I mean, whatever, but it was going like that's what I heard, and it just like it resonated with me a specific way where I was like, he's naturally talented, more talented than LaMelo Ball, but man, I need a hooper to be a hooper to really fuck with it, and he's proven that wrong to me. Dude is, I mean, he's probably my favorite player to watch right now in the league. And infinitely better than LaMelo Ball, who I was a huge LaMelo Ball fan.
LaMelo's nice. He's just in a bad situation right now.
Yeah, I would love to see LaMelo go to a good team. I think it would change his whole spirit because I think he's a super competitive player.
I mean, he's been playing well.
But like effective. You know what I mean? Like he played. Like I think he can affect the game in ways defensively that people don't anticipate, wouldn't anticipate, because he is probably one of the best, like getting steals in the passing lane, putting pressure defensively. Like he cheats a lot, right? But he is like Iverson was, where he jumps the passing lane.
Great feel on both sides.
Incredible feel.
Yeah.
Like on ball defender is, he's Olay, but he can affect the game defensively. I think, but I don't think he even gives a fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Out there,
I know we wanted to get to the topic of who's the next face of the league, Wemby or Ant. I think two things could be true. Like they could both be the face of the league. And another question is like how many times in the NBA outside of Michael Jordan there was only one face? Like I feel like for a lot of LeBron's time, Steph Curry was another face.
Yeah.
When Magic was around, Bird was another face. Or actually, I should say Bird, and then Magic was the other face because I think Bird is better. But that's a whole other topic for another day. But it's like, are we gonna have one face ever again because there's just so much talent?
Yeah. See, I think the face is far more than talent. Right? I think the face has so much to do with your personality as well, too. And I think that, the NBA has been really, really lucky to have really great players with really unique personalities. Like, obviously, y'all know I'm not a huge LeBron James fan, but LeBron, his personality is so polarizing that you can create a debate show exclusively about him and it would be interesting, So, and he is charismatic.
People are sick of the LeBron debate show stuff.
Well, no, not even not even about just like go or not, just like who he is, what he does. Like he is number one on every time he does anything that is newsworthy and it moves the needle. You know what I mean? And he's charismatic. He's got interesting things to say. Like as good as Kawhi Leonard was, if he was better, he couldn't have been the face. He just doesn't have the personality to be a face of the league. You know what I mean?
100%.
And like Michael Jordan was also very charismatic, was funny in commercials. Like, that's a huge part of being the face of the league. You know what I mean? And even Steph Curry, as much as he did, like, I don't think Steph Curry is controversial enough to be as interesting as a face in the league, even though, yeah, he was a face as well, too. I think you have to have a level of, polarization that Jordan, LeBron had, Kobe had as well, too,
Yeah. I mean, Wemby and Anthony Edwards both have that because Wemby is a very enlightened individual. Like, he's all about self-development.
I agree.
I've said it before. Like, I think he's like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar personality-wise of this era. And then Ant got it just because he's so funny.
Oh my God!
And as you said, like he's good at so many different
he's
things.
charismatic, man. I mean, Ant is must-see TV. You know, every time Ant has an interview, you know you're gonna get something from him. You know, he's an interesting person. He's funny. Like he looks like he's having fun out there too. You know, and I think that's also part of the face. Like these guys, like I love Joker. But he could never be the face of the league. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like he enjoys basketball. It doesn't look like he's having fun. Marketing him would be, if they marketed him as the face of the league, it would push the product down. As good as he is, as talented as he is, you know? So,
Luka's always smiling.
Luka's always smiling. Luka's also, you know, like, I like Luka. I don't know if he could. First of all, I don't know if they also want a European player to be the face, you know? Like, I mean,
But Wemby's gonna be undeniable.
Wemby's undeniable, but I think like they'd rather have. I mean, they're always pushing American players to the forefront, you know. So
Yeah, they wanted to go with Ja. Why are you laughing, my guy?
Man, I don't want to talk about Ja Morant, man. Ja Morant is one of the dumbest players in NBA history, man. So
Why so?
I mean,
You mean players? Like as a player, he's very smart.
No, he's basketball IQ. It's ironic that he's just off the court extremely dumb, unless he's dealing with some sort of demons. Like, you know, some of the stuff that he's been dealing with his off the court Instagram stuff. So
we got to talk about like who's in the mix. It would be, I mean, Joker's the best player in the NBA, but it's hard for him to be the face, right? Luka is in the mix, obviously be best player at some point in the NBA. And then you got Ant-Man. And Wemby, I think, is a little bit further away from that than some of these other guys we're talking about just because he's younger. And the Spurs are actually struggling right now.
yeah,
So I definitely think at this current moment, after LeBron and Steph Curry are kind of out the way, retiring or about to retire, I think Ant Edwards is going to be that guy.
yeah. I mean, I can't think of any.
I mean, they have a chance to win it this year.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, no, they legitimately have a chance. I mean, they're the best defensive team in the league right now. Their offense is, I think, top 10. I think it's 8 or something like that. I mean, they have their pieces around them is really what's helping. Like, I don't know if it was the motivation because of how bad he played last year, but Rudy Gobert, his defensive numbers are crazy again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mike Conley shooting, you know, he's shooting like over 40% from 3, I think, right now. And his crazy stat right now where he's like, I think he's got 30 plus assists and 1 turnover in 9 games. Wow. Yeah, he has only committed 1 turnover, and it was the first. And it wasn't even his fault. It was first game of the season. He hasn't had a turnover in 8 games. Just nuts. And he's a perfect fit for them. I mean, Jaden McDaniels is playing incredible defense right now. Like
they got Ant,
like, that's the thing. Like I feel like, you know, man, as much as we talk about like, you know, having a big and defending the paint and whatnot, I still think the best teams control the perimeter, wings, defenders, like Pippen, Jordan, like. Right now, the reason they're great at defense, I mean, Rudy Gobert is doing well. It's Jaden McDaniels and Ant right now, what they're doing on the perimeter against people. What Ant did against Boston in the 4th quarter against Tatum?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, dog, nobody's doing that shit, you know? So, I mean, this kid is coming for everybody right now, and he's put the whole league on notice post Team USA, and everybody was expecting him to come. And people still got nothing for him, you know? So this dude is, I mean, he's incredibly fun to watch, man. I hope Minnesota can really make it far in the playoffs this year, man. They're a really exciting team to watch.
It's interesting because Cat was the face of that team. We were talking about the face. And he's not playing like how he's played in the past, but it hasn't affected the team at all.
I mean,
Naz Reid is probably the most underrated player in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, the dog, they're all playing great right now. You know,
Yeah.
Cat is shooting, I think, under 30% from 3 right now, which is just nuts.
Which is crazy. That could raise.
But the thing about Cat is, like, I tell people all the time, right? Cat, when he played well, it didn't affect the team. When he plays bad, it doesn't affect the team. He is a non-factor player. There's some people, this is why I say this all the time about talented basketball players. It's about when you score, how you affect the game. This like dog, everybody wants Zach LaVine right now, or people are trying to add Zach LaVine to a team. Zach LaVine, to me, has almost never scored a meaningful bucket in the NBA. Like, I just don't think his offense, the way he scores, is impactful towards winning, you know? So I'm not like, I feel like Cat's the exact same way. And I think that right now, while his stock is still somewhat high, they should probably try to move on him.
The reason the Bulls aren't winning isn't because of Zach LaVine. It's because Lonzo got hurt, though.
Well,
so it's hard to put that on Zach. Like, they were all playing great together, and he was getting impactful buckets.
Okay, so I'm a huge Lonzo Ball fan. Lonzo Ball is my favorite player.
I love his game.
For probably like since he came in the league, right? He's probably until like, you know, he hasn't played in Chicago, right? And the crazy thing is that I've never seen a dude so talented get so much hate, bro. So many people were like, oh, he's a bust. He's a triple single player, blah, 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 all this shit, right?
Definitely not a bust.
And
well, I guess, I mean,
then
if you want to add the injuries in there.
The flip side is like now so many people are saying, well, Chicago's not good because they don't have Lonzo Ball. Like, I'm like, how if y'all know that he's that impactful, like, why were people looking at his numbers? But regardless of that, I don't think that that's the only reason. I think, yeah, he does
totally
help
agree
a
with
lot,
that part of it, by the way.
You know, but
yeah.
that plays to what I was saying before about perimeter defense. Lonzo Ball's defense and Alex Caruso's perimeter defense allowed Chicago to be able to dominate, right? Defensively, right? And that like controlling the NBA is such a guard-oriented league, guard-dominated league now. If you have two really good wing defenders, you have a chance. So, but I also think that, like, you see the games where Zach will go for 40 or 30 plus. It feels like it doesn't do anything. Like, DeRozan, when he puts up numbers, he affects the game in such a unique way offensively, right? I think because of the way he scores on the block, I think it opens up the game for the rest of his teammates far more. I see LaVine's game and I'm just like, it doesn't seem like to move the needle at all for me. You know, that's how I've always felt about his game. I think he is talented, but it seems like he just doesn't play winning basketball. It doesn't affect winning ever.
I feel like the worlds of the Sixers and Chicago is going to collide when it comes to a trade. And I love what you're saying about DeMar, but what DeMar takes up the same space that Joel Embiid takes up in that mid post, even though they're totally different players.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would be the best fit. I actually like Caruso, and I don't agree with you with the Zach LaVine stuff all the way, but I do think their best fit would be Caruso. Like, they need another high level role guy.
Who's best fit
For the Sixers.
The Sixers, Caruso?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
and also we got to see what happens with Kelly because we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know how long he's going to be out for. That's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
Yo, you see TMZ got footage of him getting in his fucking crib?
How does that happen?
Bro, I have no clue. That's a Ring camera. Like, dog, TMZ, man, I don't understand how they're getting away legally with half the shit that they do. Like, I mean, they're the ones that got the punch on fucking on Jordan Poole. Like, they got that footage.
Yeah, they got that from a Warriors team.
I mean, dog, it's like
part of the coaching staff.
They must be really giving out the bag, bro. Because somebody had to have gotten that footage through the what do you call it? The network, the UPN or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say?
You about to have another blooper,
bro. You know the network in whatever the building is, right? They have like a server, right?
Okay.
Like, so they have some sort of network that everyone in the building is using that same Wi-Fi signal or internet signal, right? So somebody from like the building had to have snatched that shit. It was a Ring camera, bro.
You could snatch, like, how good of a hacker do you have to be to snatch Ring camera from somebody else's apartment?
I mean, dog, that's why everything that you put on the internet is accessible to anyone. You know what I mean? Like, anyone that has access to it. Like, there's VPN. That's the word I'm looking for, right? Every single every single once you're on Wi-Fi, everyone's going on in the same on the same cable, fiber optic cable. So if somebody has the ability to, I guess, like compromise that line, they can get everyone on it and usurp the VPN. So I mean, I don't know anything about hacking. Like I don't know how to do it, but I know motherfuckers be on that shit hard, bro. So it's just I feel bad for Kelly Oubre, like dog, like because the number one when I saw that shit on, I don't know where it was on Instagram, when I saw the number one comment was people just talking about his crib. They're like, oh, this dude, like, because he had boxes all over the place, like his place looked dirty. I was like, dude just moved to Philly, like he just moved there, like let the dude, like they're like, yo, he living like a regular person. I'm like, okay, that's probably a temporary place. He doesn't even have a long-term contract.
Everybody's a regular person.
Everybody's a regular person. So it's like his privacy is invaded. That shit's fucked up, bro. TMZ, y'all are some fucked up people, bro.
People think that just because somebody's a public figure that they're not a person. I'm so confused by that shit. That shit is weird to me, bro. People like put people in like two different categories. So like that shit that's always been strange to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think people forget that shit. Like people, like they sometimes, like, first of all, beyond like celebrities, like we live in a world where we create a specific image of ourselves through social media now, and people use that to surmise who the rest of you, who they think you are at that point. You're putting out an image, right? His image is a public persona because he's in the NBA. But I mean, there's chicks that I know that always flaunting their stuff on Instagram and all this other stuff, and like they only do what?
You get a shout it out?
No, I ain't calling nobody out. I ain't calling nobody out. I'm a family man, brother. Nah, but it's like so we put out this persona, right? This image, this avatar of what we are on social media, and people take that and run with it often. You know, for me, I work with a lot of people who like their image online seems a lot bigger than they are. And you see them in person, you're like, they on some real regular shit. Like, you know what I mean? They drive a regular car. They but their public persona, they looking like they really about some shit, So I think that skewed our perspective often. So people think people are just living in this this lavish life all the time, but people are just regular.
We live in lavish though.
Oh yeah. You see this? This is I mean, people don't even know where we at. That's the crazy thing. We in a crazy studio, bro. In Manhattan, Queens, on the border.
Bro, if anybody that follows me on Instagram, my stories, they might know where we're at.
Oh damn, bro! You need
good,
to edit that shit, bro.
It's all good. East West or playground style?
East West, bro.
I like playground style.
Nah,
I like
fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit, bro.
We don't get moments like Giannis saying the dribbler. Remember he said that about Harden?
Oh yeah. I remember when they were all like, KD was not trying to pick Harden. Remember that shit? And Harden was the last pick.
He was. That
crazy. Shit was funny as hell.
They were
bro.
forecasting.
They picked Gobert. They picked Gobert over Harden. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was fun, but that was the best part about that shit. The game is too confusing, bro. Like the first to 24 points.
I like that. I like the Elam ending. I think they should bring that to the midseason tournament.
Yeah, it was confusing. It was confusing. But
Don't you like that the game ends on a bucket and then there won't be all that fouling at the end? That was a great part about the Elam ending.
I don't know. It didn't seem right to me. I think they should, bro. Honestly, what I think they should do is they should go World versus USA, bro.
That'd be dope.
And I'm telling you, World is cooking them. World is cooking them, bro. Like real talk. So someone talked about this on Paul George's podcast.
KD, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards,
bro. Luka, Giannis, Embiid, Joker. Fam, bro.
D-Book?
Fuck, come on, bro.
Yeah. Oh, the world got SGA too.
The world got SGA, bro. Like the world, dog. World got Bam. The world got the world is.
The world got Joel.
The world got. Yeah, I said Joel.
You said Joel. Yeah.
I mean, the world is cooking them. Like real talk, they're just gonna cook them. It's not even gonna be close. First of all, the world.
Wait, it'll be close. You got what first?
No, bro, but you got hoopers, but
you know-
but USA has no height, bro.
But you know
who y'all got? Jaren Jackson Jr. They have no size.
JaVale McGee.
Oh yeah, JaVale, right? When's the last time he touched the
American
floor?
big? I mean, Cat's Dominican.
Cat's Dominican. Yeah, and
He's
Cat's not even
American,
Cat's
too.
not even playing, bro. Cat's not on that shit.
Who's the best American big? That's a good question. I know I'm missing somebody right now.
Who y'all got? Y'all got who? Cooper Flag? Who y'all got?
Cooper Flag next up.
Next.
Cooper Flag's the
Next-
real deal. He could play in the league right now.
No, he couldn't. I mean, he could obviously, but he wouldn't be Cooper Flag in the league.
Well, nobody's gonna be exactly who LeBron was, kind of.
Exactly. And so is what's his name? Wemby is. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. He's not gonna be Cooper Flag. Like
Wemby
I don't.
wasn't-
I honestly, real talk.
Wemby wasn't
Bro,
coming from high school, but I know what you meant.
Man. All right, let's get back to we'll talk about Cooper Flag a little bit later. Let's get back to the All-Star game. So
There's no a little bit later. That might have to be next episode. Finish with the All-Star game.
nah, okay. So for me, East West is cool. I like it. It's traditional.
You're just
I
old head,
understand.
man.
I understand. You right, but I understand why they switched it up. The games was getting really loose. Like this shit was crazy. Nobody was giving a fuck. And then, but I think that the World USA would bring up like a lot of competitive spirit, like pride. Because right now, the talk is the world is better than USA.
Last
And I
five
think
MVPs.
What?
Last 5 MVPs.
Exactly. So I'm telling you, a lot of dudes from USA got something to say about it. You know, so I think that would be the most competitive. But I also think something they could do. One more point. They gotta incentivize the All-Star game, and I know that nobody wants to get hurt. But one thing I like about the NHL, right? You know, I got my NHL shit right here, yo.
Is that NHL or is that the Mighty Ducks?
It's the Mighty Ducks, but the Anaheim Ducks are a team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, the NHL.
Anaheim Ducks or the Mighty Ducks?
No, this is Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what is that? V formation? What they used to do on that movie?
Flying V.
Flying V, that's right.
So
That was
The
your
N-
movie
the
growing
NHL
up in Boston. That was your.
of course,
You were.
I'm a filmmaker,
man was watching the Mighty Ducks, the Green Day in the background.
bro. Hey man, it's you if you ever been to Boston, you know what it's about, bro. And it's a whole bunch of white people, white shit. So, but what was I saying? The All-Star game, right? Another thing with the NHL, what they do is the winner of the All-Star game gets to host, gets home court advantage in the finals.
Okay. I like that.
That could incentivize people, right? Like basically, like regardless of record, if the East wins, right, whoever represents the East in the NBA finals would have home court advantage.
But then it takes away from regular season wins mattering as much for the top 2 teams, right?
Well, you still get your seeding throughout the rest of
But not the finals.
not the finals.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like having a 1 seed is gonna still benefit you playing an 8 seed, playing next round playing a 4 seed if you win or
Yeah. Unless if that AC is the Miami Heat. But that's a whole other.
Bro, what's up? Yo, how is Pat Riley doing this shit? What's going on with Miami?
Only Pat Riley. But obviously he's a big part of it.
He's a huge part of it. He's created the culture.
He's not the only one.
He's created the culture, fam.
It's
You listen to these podcasts. It's Pat Riley's way or the highway. That's what everybody's saying.
That is true.
Iguodala just talked about that shit on which podcast? I forget which podcast. But he's created the culture. Dog, they lost everybody. They lost so many pieces last year. And they're the 3rd seed right now. How are they the 3rd seed? How is this happening,
pretty good.
bro?
Bam is playing great.
right
Yeah,
now.
no, I mean, bro, Jimmy's not even cooking. He's coasting regular season Jimmy. And they're 3rd seed right now, which is nuts.
Playoff Himmy is coming.
I'm so impressed with the Miami. Like, they're the only team I really root for, right? Just because, like, they grind, bro. I respect that grind, bro. So, I thought they were gonna have an off year. I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, but people think that every year about the Heat.
dog, I just was like, I really thought them losing Gabe
Winning
Vincent.
basketball, man.
They do, but they also have new pieces, bro. Like completely new people. Like, Doug, I've never seen a
They got
team.
Jimmy, Bam, and Kyle, even though Kyle's a little bit over the hill right now.
I agree with that, right? They got Jimmy, Bam, and Kyle. But, bro, so much of their success last year was Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. And they got rid
So much of their success?
Absolutely.
In the playoffs, yeah, they weren't even as good as they were in the regular season.
No, regular season, they were good too. Bro, Gabe Vincent wasn't starting in the early in the regular season. He earned his spot.
course, yeah.
You know,
Caleb Martin, too.
Caleb Martin was better in the playoffs than the regular season. He was average. He wasn't even getting a ton of minutes. He wasn't getting
Well, I mean, all those players played better in the playoffs than they did.
I don't even, bro. But dog, it's. I'm just so impressed. They got a whole bunch of new pieces. Like, cause I was like, okay, you know what? They got rid of Max Strus. They got rid of Gabe Vincent, Nikola Jovic. They're gonna bring him up because he played really well.
Jaime Hawkes.
No, he's not even playing.
Jaime's playing a little bit.
No.
Oh,
Jovic.
yeah.
I thought, okay. My mind, I'm like, okay, they got rid of this guy because they see this young kid that's coming up and he's gonna fill up the minutes. He's not even playing that much. Look, they got who's
What you think about Tyler Hero for the Sixers?
for the Sixers? I think that's a good addition. I think Tyler Hero is a guy who can help a ton of teams because he can get his off the bounce and catch and shoot.
His game is perfect for the 6-man role.
Bro, I agree. But I also think he could be, if you have a good defensive team around him, he could be a good shooting guard because he can catch and shoot. He can spread the floor. He doesn't need, you can run plays through him or you could just give him the ball in the corner, you know?
Great scorer. His weaknesses are game managing and defense.
Yeah.
And as a starter, you kind of need those two things. Yeah.
Like Miami starts Duncan Robinson. You know, Duncan's been playing great, which I'll give him credit.
You know what the thing about Duncan?
That's really been helping them. Duncan's been playing great this season.
That movement shooting, it just works well with like Bam and Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
Like that third guy usually has to be for that to all work together well, you know?
Yeah.
I love that. But there it was, episode 5. He's with us. If you're listening to this, punch down on that subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, punch down on that subscribe button. Ash, you got anything for them? Damn, he just drew a blank, man. He just drew a blank. See, when the cameras, people are scared of these cameras, and one of them is Ash. This is crazy, man. Come on, Ash, get it together, bro. Don't be scared of the cameras, man. They're your cameras.
You're right.
Are we giving them too much information?
No.
Okay, there
what do we got next episode, though?
We got my tweet. We're going to start with my tweet from years back. It was a KD Steph tweet. I got some pushback. I was the most hated. You're usually the most hated, but I was the most hated on this tweet.
Okay.
So maybe we could be hated on together.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for that.
We're going to start with that.
Okay. I'm ready for that.
But yeah, punch down on those subscribe buttons. We're out. Yo, my man's wearing a Mighty Ducks jersey. It's crazy. All right. Why are you looking at me like that? Yo, come on. Nah, I like that movie. I'm not gonna lie. All right, man. I'm just trying to get us back into rhythm so I can do this outro. There you have it. Episode 5. He's with us. Punch down on that subscribe button wherever you're tuning into the show. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, punch down on that subscribe button. We're out.